John Fox with us from Lackawanna College Wrestling. And John, I'm sure you're pretty excited to get this thing going and talk about the thought process of saying, hey, I want to give this a shot here at Lackawanna College with the head wrestling coach.
Well, the opportunity came up during the winter last winter, and they said they were going to create a new program. And I thought I'd throw my name into the ring, and it worked out. I ended up getting the job, and there's so much support from the administration over there and the staff, and it's just been a first-class operation since. They gave me all the support that I need to get to this point. And we recruited 28 athletes from all over the country, and here we go with our first year in Lackawanna Wrestling.
Let's talk about getting out there and hitting the recruiting trail and trying to get athletes involved.
Well, we started locally. We started banging on doors locally and calling kids, because we have a strong wrestling area. And about half our kids are local kids. And then we got a few kids from like Hazleton, Allentown area. And then we also have, it's a mixture. The last 15 kids, we have kids from Iowa, Florida, Virginia, Delaware, all over the country. So it's kind of a diverse geographic, team. And I think it makes us stronger because, the kids learn a lot from one another every day.
Trying to fill all the weights and doing that and making sure guys are the right fit. I guess the biggest thing is they're getting their feet wet a little bit here in the fall to say, okay, I know what to do with classes and line that stuff up before the rigor begins of, okay, now you can do practice and go to classes.
Yeah. My assistant, Chris Calder, and I have been working really hard, both academically with them and, of course, wrestling-wise. But we have study halls 4 days a week with them, and a lot of these kids come in and they're not acclimated to college life yet, and that's the biggest step for them is just getting up, going to class on time, the little things like that. Once they get used to it, that now we're in a pretty good position because we're a few months in, and they know what the expectations are, and they've been living up to them. So it's kind of exciting. And wrestling-wise, they've been great. Whatever we ask them to do, training-wise, weightlifting, running, in the room, they've been right on task.
Let's talk about some of the competition that you're going to face, and I guess immediately this weekend you got a pretty big tournament. So talk about that, and then we'll get into some of the other teams that you're going to face throughout the year.
We do. It's going to be a big task this weekend. We're at the University of Scranton for a quad meet, and we're the only junior college team wrestling there, which is big because we're made up of entirely freshmen, and we'll be competing against a lot of teams that are have 4th to 5th year seniors. But our guys, they're poised already and they're ready to go. They're not backing down. They're not making any excuses. And I mean, there's going to be some great teams there. The University of Scranton has had some great success over the last couple of years, and they're very, very well coached. So it should be exciting, kind of a measuring stick to see where we stand and where we have to go.
For you, it's a little different too. You coached high school wrestling and now coach in college. Talk about reaching out to any college coaches or kind of get a little feel for what to expect and what the competition will be like, and whether it's a little differences in some weight classes and stuff.
Yeah, but right after getting hired, I called all my contacts. I know John Laudenslager from Wilkes has been a huge influence on me. He was my roommate in college, so I gave him a call right away, and he's been very successful down there. So he gave me some tips and little things, some help, and just like I said, Al Rusomano from Scranton, he's been great, and everybody in the wrestling community has been really, really helpful, and it's nice because they want to see you succeed as well, and it's like a little community.
Great to hear. As far as the practice schedule, much different than high school as far as getting guys together and being able to get after it?
Yeah, it's a little bit tougher because you have to plan around their school schedules and stuff like that, and not everyone's schedule is the same like it is in high school. So we have to do a lot of our practices at night, weightlifting, training, stuff like that at night, which works fine for me, but it is a little bit different than the high school.
Well, I know you're pretty darn excited about this opportunity at Lackawanna College. We wish you the very best. Thanks for catching up with us, and go Falcons.
Thanks for having me.